To the substring function, you have to pass string start length. So string is nourish, that is there in the variable s, and start is what? Start is x. Start is x. For the first time, x is 1 comma 1. Then prints first character. Next what? X is 2 comma 1. Second character a. Next time x is 3, third character. Here what is changing? Start is changing. Length is fixed. Always you have to print how many characters? 1 character. Length is same, but start changes. Yes or no? But in this example, start is same. Start same. Always you have to start from first character only. What changes? Length changes. First one, next to 2, next to 3, next to 4, like this. So same example, then. Same example, only small change. What is that change? Here, what's it? 1 comma at the rate x. 1 comma at the rate x. What is the at the rate x is? For the first time, 1. 1 comma 1. What is printed? N. N is printed. Next time length is x is 2. 1 comma 2. Then first 1 comma 2 means starting from first character, 2 characters are printed. What is printed? NA. Next time 1 comma 3. NAR. Okay. That's it. So small change between the previous and this one. In previous one, start changes, length remains same. Here what? Start same, but length changes. Okay. Then okay. Then so run this yet. Run this program. Then okay now. Okay. Next. Next. So these are all some examples just how to use loops in TSQL. Okay, how to use loops. Now, then what the next topic is? Next topic is cursors. Next topic is cursor. Okay, then. So, what is cursor? What for cursor is used? Okay. You see all the previous examples. In all the examples, how many rows you accessed? You see the previous database examples. In all the examples, how many rows you accessed? Only one. Only one particular employee. You entered employee number. Yes or no? You entered employee number. Set ENO equal to 7844. And we incremented this employee salary. and you calculated this employee experience. How many employees experience you calculated? One. In one program you updated the salary. How many employees salary you updated? One employee. So in all these programs you accessed only one particular row, one employee's data. But in program I want to access multiple employees data, not one employee's data. You want to access what, sir? Multiple employees data. So like suppose, for example, see, this is the salary, select salary from what? EMP, where employee number equal to 7844. So this query gives 7844 salary. I want this salary in TSQL program. Then tell me what to do. This query return salary now. I want this salary in TSQL program. Then what to do? Simple. Take a variable. Take one variable. Take a variable of what type? Money type. Select the salary. Store the salary into variable. Yes or no? I want name and salary. I want name and salary. Then, so this query returns two values, name and salary. I want these two values in TSQL program. Then take two variables. One variable is for name, one variable for salary. So select the name and salary, store the name and salaries into variables. Okay. Then, so you take two variables. I want name, salary, job. Take three variables. But what I want is, I want all the 14 employees salaries, not one employee salary. I want all 14 employee salaries. So tell me, what is this query returns? Sorry, what is this? Leave it. What is this query returns? This query returns what, sir? 14 employee salaries. This query returns 14 values now. I want all these 14 values in TSQL program. So this query returns multiple values. I want all these 13 values in TSQL program. So if you want to access these values in TSQL program, what we have to use? We have to use what, sir? Cursor. Sir, okay? What we have to use? We have to use what? Cursor. Now, suppose if you declare a variable like this, declare @x integer. If you declare a variable like this, in this variable, how many values you can store? If you declare a variable like this, in this variable, how many values you can store? Only one value. Okay, na? Only one value. But I want in variable, I want to store multiple values. Okay, na? I want to store what, sir? Multiple values. In programming languages, what we use? See, forget about SQL Server. Other than SQL Server, in programming languages, what we use for storing multiple values in one variable? Huh? Dict, list, set to. This is all Python. Yes or no? Then usually in general programming languages, what we use? Arrays. You know arrays? You don't know. Okay, na? And then usually in programming languages, what we use what? Arrays for storing multiple values. Okay, in programming languages. But in SQL Server, for storing the multiple values, what we use? We use what? Cursor. So in this variable, I want to store 20 values. If you want to store 20 values, then what we have to use? You have to use what, sir? Cursor. Okay, then. So what is the main purpose of cursor is? So cursors are used for processing multiple rows. In previous examples, you accessed only single row from single employees data from a database, but I want to access multiple employees data. I want to process multiple employees data. Then cursor comes into the picture. Okay, then. So now, suppose here, then just 1 minute. Like, no. Now let's see. Okay. Then I just want to. Okay. And 1 second. Just see this. This is the server. This is server. And inside the server, what is installed is SQL Server is installed. And the SQL Server manages what? Database. There is one more memory. That memory is called temporary memory. So what this memory is called? Database. What this memory is called? This memory is called instance. Where this memory is created? RAM. Where the database is created? Hard disk. So this is these two memories are controlled by SQL Server, and these two memories will be there in server. Now inside the database, there is one table. What the table is? Employee table. Okay. Inside this database, there is a table, employee table. Then just listen. What is this is? This is the program, TSQL program. And this TSQL program is connected to SQL Server. This is a program. This program is connected to SQL Server. In this program, what do you want to do? I want to process all the employees' data. So there are 14 employees. I want to process all the 14 employees' data. Then you submit the query to SQL Server. Okay. You submit the query to SQL Server. What is the query you submit? Select star from EMP. You submit the query to SQL Server. When you submit this query to SQL Server goes to what? SQL Server goes to database. It goes to database. Okay. Because you're asking for all the 14 employees data. Yes or no? So it is there in the database. SQL Server goes to database and it get the EMP table data, and all the EMP table data is copied to what? Instance. All the 14 employees data is copied to instance. So how many records are copied to this instance? 14 employees. All 14 employees data is copied to instance. So I want to access this data in what's a program. Now this data is copied to instance. I want to access this data in program. But how we want to access? Not all rows at a time. I want to access row by row. How we want to access? Row by row. I want to access row by row. First I want first row. Next I want second row. Next I want third row. So if you want to access this data in TSQL program, you have to give some name to this memory. What do you have to do? Give some name. Give some name to this memory. I'm giving some name to this memory. What the name given to this memory is C1. What is C1 is? C1 is pointing to this memory. What is the C1 is called? The C1 is called cursor. What is C1 is called? Cursor. Sir, okay na? Now, suppose once again, you declare a variable, declare at the rate X integer. Tell me what happens when you declare at the rate X integer. So some memory is what's it? Some memory is allocated. Okay, na? Some memory is allocated. So you are giving some name to the memory. What is the name given to this memory? At the rate what? X. At the rate X. So this memory contains some value 10. So if you want to access this value, we use this name at the rate X. Yes or no? Similarly, so you are storing some data in what's it? Some data is there. Some data is there in the memory. You want to access this data in TSQL program. To access this data, give some name to this memory. I given the name. What the name is? C1. What this C1 is called? Cursor. Here, what is this at the rate X is called? variable. What is C1 is called cursor. So what the difference is, variable stores only one value, but cursor stores multiple rows. Okay, then so let's see what is cursor is. And so cursors are used to process row by row in TSQL program. So whenever you want to process row by row, we use cursor. So use it to process row by row. Okay, then from TSQL program, from TSQL program, if we submit a query, to SQL Server from TSQL program, if we submit a query to SQL Server, it goes to what? It goes to database and get the data and copy the data into temporary memory. And using cursor, we can give a name to that memory and access row by row in TSQL program and process the row. So this is the like concept of what cursor, what the purpose of cursor. Ayan kada yo. Okay. Then next, but if you want to use cursor, you have to follow these steps, like follow below steps to use cursor. Okay, follow below steps to use cursor. First one, declare cursor, open cursor. Third one, fetch records from cursor. Fourth one, close cursor. Fifth one, deallocate cursor. These are the steps you have to follow if you want to use cursor in your program. You have to use, if you want to use cursor, you have to follow these steps. Declare, open, fetch, close, deallocate. So you want to use variable. To use variable, first you need to, if you want to use a variable, first you need to declare the variable. Yes or no? Similarly, to use cursor also, first you need to declare the cursor. Okay, then how to declare? How to declare the cursor? Declaring cursor. Variable is declared with what? Variable is declared with data type. Variables are declared with data type, but cursor is declared with, so you have to declare cursor. Cursor declare what's it? Cursor name. Cursor for select statement. Select statement. So variables are declared with data type, but cursor is declared with what? Select statement. Okay, then so how to declare? Example, declare C1. So declare C1 cursor for what data you want to process in your program. What data you want to process? You want employees data. Then what? Select star from employees. But I don't want all the data. I don't want all the data. In program, I want only salary. Then in program, I want all the employees data, not all the data, only salaries. Then just see this once again. Select what's it? Salary from EMP. Okay, na? Then so next one. In the program, I want names and salaries. Then select one, e-name comma salary. So what you select depends on what data you want. In program, what data you want to process. I want to process all the 14 employees data, but not all the data. I want only the salaries. Then select salary. You want only the names and salaries. Select e-name comma salary. Okay. Then so whatever you want. So if you want all the data, then select star from EMP. Okay. Then so this is called declaration of cursor. When you declare the variable, what happens? When you declare the variable with data type, what happens? Memory is allocated. When you declare the variable, what happens is memory is allocated. So similarly, when you declare the cursor also, memory is allocated. Where the memory is allocated? Where the memory is allocated? Instance. This storage, temporary memory. So the memory is allocated in this memory. Okay, na? So then, but how much memory is allocated depends on this select statement. Okay. Next. What is the next one? What is the next one? Opening cursor. After declaring the variable, next what you do? After declaring the variable, what you do? You declare the variable, na? After declaring variable, next what you do? You assign the value to the variable. Yes. You initialize the variable or you assign the value to the variable. Similarly, after declaring the cursor also, what we do? We assign the data to the cursor. We assign what's it? Data. Now cursor is declared. So now assign some data to the cursor. How to assign the data to the cursor? Open the cursor. When cursor is open, so the data is assigned to the cursor. How to open the cursor? Open cursor name. How to open? Open cursor name. Open cursor name. Example, open C1. Example what? Open C1. Cursor is open. Example, open C1. Cursor is open. When cursor is open, then what happens? When cursor is open, what happens? What happens, sir? This select statement output. The select statement is executed. The select statement return the data. Whatever data written by the select statement, the data is copied to this memory and cursor C1 points to that memory. Sir, okay, na? Understood? When cursor is open, then the select statement is executed. Whatever data written by the select statement, the data is copied to this temporary memory. Cursor C1 points to that temporary memory. So this is what happens when you open cursor. When you open the cursor, then first the select statement. So SQL Server execute the select statement. Next, data written by select statement copied to temporary memory. And third one, cursor C1 points to that temporary memory. So that means when cursor is filled with data, Cursor is filled with data at the time of declaration, at the time of opening. When you declare or when you open? When you open. When you open the cursor, then cursor is filled with data. Okay, not at the time of declaration, at the time of opening. So SQL Server execute the query. Data written by query is copied to temporary. Cursor C1 points to the temporary memory. Okay, now, so now cursor is filled with data. Now next, what do you want? What do you want? Why you are using cursor? Because you want to process the data. Now process the data. But how you want to process? Not all rows at a time. You want to process row by row. To process row by row, then what we have to do? Where is the data? Data is there in memory. Na? So fetch one by one record from the temporary memory to program. Fetch one by one record this memory to this program. Yes or no? Using this name C1, you fetch one by one record from this memory to this program. How to fetch the records from cursor? So what the next step is? Fetching records from cursor. Fetching records from cursor. What statement we use? How to fetch records from cursor? Okay, how to fetch the records from cursor? So to fetch record from cursor, we use this statement. What that is? Fetch. Fetch. Fetch next from cursor name. Fetch next from cursor name into variables. Fetch cursor name into variables. Example, fetch next from C1 into variables at the rate X, at the rate A, at the rate B, at the rate C, like this, so on. Fetch next from C1 into at the rate A, B, C, like this. Okay, then now so when you, one second, when you open the cursor, sir, when you open the cursor, cursor is filled with what, sir? Data. What data is copied? Select statement output. What is the select statement? This is the select statement. This output is copied to cursor C1. So what this select statement returns? Employee number, employee name, employee job, employee something salary, like that, etc. Salary. So this is the data copied to cursor. This is the first record, next second record, like this. How many records? So total 14 records copied to this cursor. So initially, where the cursor is, so this contains two more. One is BFR, another one ALR. Okay, this contains two more. What are the two more? BFR, ALR. What is BFR means? Before the first row. What is ALR means? After the last row. Okay, na? What is BFR means? Before the first row. ALR means after the last row. So initially, where is the cursor? Cursor is at before the first row, C1. So the C1 is pointing to before the first row. Initially, where is the cursor? The cursor is at what, sir? Before the first row. Now, like when this will be, all this will be like, all this will be done at the time of opening. When you open the cursor, data is copied to the temporary memory. Cursor C1 is pointing to the temporary memory, but initially where is the C1? C1 is at what? Before the first row. Now, next, what we are doing? Fetching the record from cursor. So first time this fetch next statement is executed. So cursor is moved to fetch next is executed. The cursor is moved to cursor. This cursor is moved to what, sir? Cursor is moved to first record. Fetch next is executed. This cursor is moved to first record, and this first record is fetched, and these values are assigned to These values are assigned to variables. So first value 7369 is assigned to variable A, and the Smith is assigned to variable B, and clerk is assigned to variable C, like that. First value is assigned to first variable, second value is assigned to second variable, like this. Sir, okay na? Understood? When fetch next is executed, the cursor is moved to next row, and the next row is fetched. So this row contains values. All the values are assigned to this variable. But the fetch statement fetches how many records at a time? So again, fetch next is executed. Again, fetch next is executed. Again, cursor is moved to. Again, cursor is moved to next row, and the next row is fetched. The values are assigned to variables. The values are assigned to these variables. Again, fetch next is executed. Again, this cursor is moved to next row, like this. So every time fetch next is executed, cursor is moved to next row, fetch the next row, assign the values to variables. Okay, then so that means fetch statement fetches how many rows at a time? Only one row. But what is your requirement? You want to process multiple rows. To process multiple rows, fetch statement should be executed multiple times. To execute fetch statement multiple times, fetch statement should be inside a loop. Fetch statement should be inside a loop. So then a fetch statement fetches one row at a time. One row at a time. But to process multiple rows, fetch statement should be executed multiple times. So fetch statement should be inside a loop. Should be inside a loop. Keep the fetch statement inside a loop. Okay. Okay, now. So every time you execute the fetch statement, it will move to the next row, fetch the next row, and copy the values to the variables. Next. Now fetching is completed. All the rows are fetched. Fetching is completed. Once fetching is completed, I don't need the cursor. Then close the cursor. Next, closing cursor. So because I am using the cursor to process multiple rows, processing is completed. Once processing is completed, I don't need the cursor. Then if you don't need the cursor, then close cursor. How to close the cursor? So close cursor. Close what's it? Cursor name, like close C1. When cursor is closed, then so like once again, see, then there is some pointer is created now. A pointer is created from a reference is created from your program to this memory. Yes. What is this? This is what's it? When cursor is closed bars, a reference is created from your program to the memory. When cursor is closed, this is what? Deleted. This is deleted. Now, can you access this memory now? After closing, can you access this memory? No. Okay, you cannot access because that name is what? Deleted. This name C1 gone. You can't access this memory. Next, I want to release this memory. Because so whatever you want to do, your task is completed. I don't need this memory. Release the memory. How to release the memory? Deallocate. Next, one more step. What that is? Deallocate the cursor. When cursor is deallocated, that means whatever the memory is allocated, that memory is what's released. Next, deallocate cursor. So deallocate C1. That's it. So one is closing, one is deallocate. So what are the steps? Declare, open, fetch, close, deallocate. Okay. In this, which one should be in the loop? Which one should be in the loop? Fetch, because we want to repeatedly fetch one by one row from the memory. Then, so fetch statement should be inside a loop. Then, but before going to, okay, na? Before going to what's that example, just we need one more. Okay, we need one more. What that is called? Fetch status. We need one more. What that is called? Fetch status. Just we'll see this fetch status. After that, we'll go to the example. Okay, sir. Here I said double at the rate fetch status. Now tell me what this is. Double at the rate fetch status. What is this is? System variable. What this is? System variable. Something prefixed with double at the rate means it is system variable. So actually what I said, one second. So fetch statement should be inside a what's that? Fetch statement should be inside a loop. When loop is there, compulsory loop condition must be there or not? When loop is there, compulsory loop condition must be there. So like here, when to continue the loop, when we stop the loop, when we continue the loop, when we stop the loop. If fetch successful, continue the loop. Fetch unsuccessful, stop the loop. Fetch successful, continue the loop. Fetch unsuccessful, stop the loop. Fetch successful means record is there, fetch it, so continue. And fetch unsuccessful means record is not there, so then stop. But how do you know fetch is successful or not? This fetch status. Fetch status gives whether the fetch is successful or not. So what is fetch status returns? It is a system variable that returns like 0 or 1, 0 or minus 1. It is a system variable that returns 0 or minus 1. So 0, next one, minus 1. So when return 0, 0, if what? Fetch successful. Minus 1, then minus 1. If what? Fetch unsuccessful. If fetch unsuccessful, returns minus 1. Now, when we continue the loop, fetch successful, continue. Then what is the condition? Fetch status equal to 0, continue the loop. Fetch status equal to minus 1, then stop the loop. Fetch status is 0, continue. Fetch status is minus 1, stop. Okay. Done. So let's see one example, simple example. Then, so for example, write a program to print all employee names and salaries. Write a program to print all the employee names and salaries. Okay. So I'm asking to print what's it? All employee names and salaries. Sir, if I ask input employee number and print name and salary. If I ask input employee number, print name and salary, cursor is not required. If I ask input employee number, print name and salary, cursor is not required. Why? Because in this example, how many employees data you want? Input employee number means 1. So then cursor is not required. But here in this example, what I'm asking? All employee names and salary. Then cursor is required. So that's all. First you have to identify whether cursor is required or not required. So single row na, multiple rows, single row not required, multiple rows required. Then, so if you want to use cursor, first what you have to do, declare the cursor C1, cursor for. So according to the requirement, you cursor is declared with select statement now, but according to the requirement, declare the select statement. What is asking? Only name and salaries. Don't say star. Okay, then so if you want all the data, then select star, but it's not asking all the data. You want only the names and salaries. So you select according to the requirement, ename comma salary from MP. So cursor is declared with select statement. Next to declared what's her required variables. Declare the required variables. What that is? Declare what? Declare at the rate what? Ename. At the rate ename. Next one, varchar of what's it? 10 at the rate salary. What the type is? Money type. So declare at the rate ename money type. Next one, what this is? Okay, then open C1. Cursor is open. Open the cursor. Cursor is open. After opening the cursor, what happens? The select statement is copied to the select statement output. The select statement output is copied to cursor C1. Okay, na? What is copied to C1? Employee names and salaries. Okay, so how many employees? All the 14 employees. So suppose here, then all 14 employee names and salaries are copied to cursor C1. So what is the first one? Smith. Salary is what? 800. What is the next one? Ellen. Salary is what? 1600. Next one, what? Salary is 1250. Like this last one, Miller, 1300. So all 14 employees data is copied to cursor C1. At present, where is the cursor? What I said? Where is the cursor? Cursor C1 is at before the first row. Yes or no? It is not at the first row. It is at before the first row. Okay. Then next, what you have to do? Fetch the record. Okay. I want this data is there in cursor. I want this data in program. How to get the data from cursor to the program? How to get the data from cursor to the program? Fetch statement. How to get the data from table to the program? How to get the data from table to the program? Select statement. How to get the data from cursor to the program? Fetch statement. So what? Fetch next from C1. Fetch next from C1. So when fetch next is executed, this cursor is moved to, when cursor fetch next is executed, the cursor is moved to first row, and this record is fetched. Fetch next, it is moved to next row and fetch the record. So how many values are fetched? 2 values, name and salary. Assign the name to one variable, salary to one variable. You already taken a variable for name and salary. So then fetch next from C1 into what? Ename at the rate what? Salary. That's all. So this query will fetch the next record and assign that values to this variable. Okay, na? Then, but this will fetch how many records at a time? Only one record. First record. This will fetch the first record. The values are assigned to this variable. But fetching is only one time or repetitive. Repetitive. So what I'm doing? I'm taking a while loop. While loop. Then what is the condition? When you want to continue the loop, I want to continue the loop. Fetch is successful. I want to continue the loop. Then what is the condition? At the rate. So fetch status equal to 0. Fetch status 0 means fetch is successful. When fetch successful, I want to continue the loop. Then first time I want to print this name and salary, because this program is for printing now. So I want to print the name and salary. Then how? Print what? At the rate ename. Next salary. So plus what? Space. Then cash. Because salary is what type? Money type. As what? Varchar. Okay, as varchar. So printing the name and salary. So what is printed? Only the first employee name is printed. Next I want second employee. Then I want second one, ln. And then what? Again what? Again what's it? Fetch next. Again what? Fetch next. So again fetch next is executed. This now when fetch next is executed, now this time cursor is moved to next record, and the next record is fetched, and these values are assigned to these variables. What about this condition? Fetch is successful now. What about this condition? True. Condition true. Then prints name and salary. Again fetch next is executed. Now this time cursor is moved to next record, third row. Third row is fetched, and the values are assigned to variables. What about this condition? True. And prints name and salary. Again this fetch statement fetches next record like this. This is continued up to how many times? 14 times. And fetch statement fetches what's it? 15th row. 15th row. It will fetch 15th row. But 15th row is there? Not there. What is fetch is unsuccessful. Fetch status returns what? -1. Condition 1 false. Loop is terminated. That's all. Okay. Then once then loop is completed, so that means printing is completed. Once it is completed, I don't need the cursor. Then what you do? Close the cursor. Next, what is the next? Deallocate C1. That's all. When this loop completes, I don't need the cursor because I'm using cursor to printing. Printing is completed. Then close. That's all. Okay. Then okay. So run this. But why two fetch statements, sir? Why two fetch statements you are writing? One is enough now. Why writing two? So tell me if this is not there, then if this is not there, first fetch statement is not there, then sir, here fetch status returns what? Fetch status returns 0 or -1. But when return 0 or -1, fetch successful 0, fetch not successful -1. But so that means it returns value after execution of fetch statement. Yes or no? Without executing the fetch statement, how can we use the fetch status? Sir, okay na? Understood or not? So after executing the fetch statement, depends on this. If fetch is successful, returns 0. Fetch is not successful, returns -1. But without executing the fetch statement, how can we use fetch status? To use fetch status, compulsory you have to execute what? Fetch statement. So first I executed the fetch statement. So then condition true enters into loop. Then prints name and salary. Next I want second row. First row is completed, but I want second row. Then again fetch. So this fetch statement is for to start the loop. This fetch statement is for to continue the loop. This is for start. This is for to continue. Okay. Then so run this. Then Run this here. Oh. So I just want to print all the employee names and salaries. So this is printing all the employee names and salaries or not? Yes. Okay. Then. Okay. No. So this is how to access row by row in TSQL program. Okay. Getting the data from table, store the data into cursor, fetch one by one record from cursor, then process. Okay. Then. Next. Suppose like, see, how to calculate total salary. How to calculate the total salary by using a function, sum function. You write like this, what sum of salary from EMP, this gives the total salary 29,450. Yes or no? Now, like what? So suppose I'm asking, write a program to calculate total salary without using sum function. Write a program to calculate total salary without using sum function. Don't use sum function. You have to write your own logic to calculate total salary. Okay, then not using sum function. What the logic is? Okay, then so you do one thing. First, what's that? Get the all the salaries. Get one, all the 14 employees' salaries. Store the salaries into cursor. What that is? First one, 800, 1600, 1250, like this. Store the salaries into cursor. 14, 1300, like this. Okay. Next, take a variable T. Take a variable T. Then what the logic is? First, get the first salary. Add it to this variable. Add it to the variable. So what is T is now? 800. Get the second salary. Add it to this variable. What the T is? 800 plus 1600, 2400. Get the third salary. Add it to the variable. What is T? 3000. Like what? 650. Okay, 3006, like this. 14th, then like this. So finally, what is T contains? Total salary. That's all. First, get the salaries, store the salaries into cursor, fetch one by one salary, add it to the variable T. So tell me how to write. So like declare what's it? Cursor. Declare cursor C1. Select what? What do you want? I want only salary. I don't need names from EMP. Then take a variable salary. What the type? Money. Next one variable total salary. I taken two variables. One for storing the salary. Another is for total salary. What is the next one? Open the cursor. When cursor is open, then what happens? When cursor is open, what happens? This query, what is this query returns? This query returns what, sir? All the employees' salaries. This query returns what? All the employees' salaries. Then there are 14 employees. All 14 employees' salaries are stored into cursor C1. This query returns 14 employees' salaries. All 14 employees' salaries are stored into cursor C1. Next, what you do for the first time? Fetch first record. How to fetch? Fetch next from C1. Fetch next from C1 into what? Fetch next from C1 into salary. So first time, what is assigned to this at the rate sal? First salary. What is the first salary? 1600. Next one. Take a what, sir? While loop. At the rate what? Fetch status. At the rate fetch status equals to 0. Fetch status equal to 0. Then what, sir? Begin. Then what I said, every time fetch one by one salary, add it to this variable. Add it to the variable. Then what? Set at the rate total salary equals to, add this value to this variable. First time this is first salary, add this value to this variable, and then how? At the rate total salary equals to at the rate total salary plus at the rate salary. What is the at the rate salary, boss? 1600. At the, okay na? So at present, what is at the rate total salary? What is at the rate total salary? Initially, what is at the rate total salary? Zero na? In the beginning, what is the at the rate total salary? Zero. 0 plus 1600. What is assigned to at the rate total salary? 1600. With the second salary, second employee salary. Then, so this query will return the second employee salary. Now this time, what is assigned to at the rate sal? 1250. So 1250 is assigned. What about this condition? True. Then total salary, what is the total salary? 1600 plus 1250. Then what is assigned to at the rate total sal? 3000, sorry, 2650. Sorry, 2850. 2850 is assigned to at the rate total salary. Next one, first statement fetches what, sir? Third one, 2975. 2975. So 2975. What about this condition? True. Actually, total salary is what? 2850 plus 2975. Yes or no? Like this. Then, so finally, what is at the rate total salary contains? What is the finally at the rate total salary contains? Total salary. Okay na? Then next, and next one, print total salary. How to print at the rate total salary? Next, close C1. Next one, deallocate C1. First line, declare C1. Sorry, sir. Declare what, sir? C1 cursor. Sorry. What? For. Okay. Then now. So run this here. Run this program. So run this, but not printing. Nothing. It is not printing anything. Why? Not printing anything. Why? So I'm printing total salary now, but it's not printing. Why it is not printing? Initially, what the total sal? Initially, what is the total sal? Not zero, null. Initially, total salary is null. First time, total salary null. Null plus 1600. For the first time, salary 1600. Null plus 1600. What is that? Null. Null. Then, so next second time, second salary, 1250. What is total salary? Null. Null plus 1250. Null. So that's why final output is also null. That's why not printing the output. Then what you do? Initialize this to 0. Initialize this to 0. Now 0 plus 1600. Then 1600. So now let's see. Yes or no? No. So what is this 29,450 total salary? Can I? Then. Then. Okay. Now. Just only one small change. What that is? Initialize to what's that? 0. That's it. Then see, any database you take, same thing will be there, but only the differences will be minor. Maybe some syntax differences will be there. One database to another database, same thing. How to write this program in Oracle? Okay, na? In Oracle, cursor is there. Yes, cursor is there in Oracle also. How to write this in Oracle? Same thing. So suppose, for example, okay, then 1 second. Then how to write this in Oracle? So this is Oracle database. Then this is Oracle database. In this, there is a user. User name is what, sir? Vijay. And what the password is? Oracle. Okay, 1 second. As system, then manager. Okay. Okay. So suppose here, then how to execute this program in Oracle? Same thing. What we have to write? We have to write same thing. What is that is? Declare. But see, you have to write like this. Cursor C1 is select what, sir? Salary from EMP. Cursor C1 select salary. So small difference is there. Syntax difference. But concept is one same. What this is? Declaration. I need a variable T. Declare the T as one number equal to 1. Initialize this variable to 0. Next one. This is declaration. What this is? This is declaration. Next one. Begin. What is the next one? Open C1. Cursor is open. Then what is the next? Fetch C1 into variable. What is fetched? Salary is fetched. So take a variable for what, sir? Salary. S number. Okay. Assign this value to variable S. Next, take a what, sir? While loop. Then in while loop, what we have to write? C1 percentage what, sir? Found. So what we have written? Fetch status equal to 0. In Oracle, what they have to write? C1 percentage found. C1 percentage found returns true if fetch is C1 percentage found returns true if fetch is what? Successful. Then next what, sir? Here we take a loop. Then what you have to do? What like so S equal to what? Sorry, T equals to what, sir? T plus S. What is assigned to S? First time, what is assigned to S? Salary. Salary. First employee salary. First employee salary added to the variable what, sir? T. Next one. What is the next one? N loop. Then what we have to do? Print. Print T. But how to print in here? What is the statement we used to print in SQL Server? What is the statement used to print? Print statement. But in here, what is the statement we use? TBMS output put line T. Next what, sir? Close C1. Next one, and that's all. Concept is same or not? Yes. What is the difference? Syntax difference. Here, how you declare cursor in SQL? So declare what? C1 cursor for. But here, how you declare cursor C1 is select SAR. So this is the variable declaration. Okay, na? Next one, begin. Next, open the cursor. This is same. Fetch the record into, fetch the first record from cursor, salary, assigned to this variable. Here, C1 percentage found. Returns true, fetch is successful. Adding the value to the variable. Next, what is the next one? Here, one more fetch should be there, na? Yes or no? What is this fetch statement fetches? Second one, second salary. Condition true. Added to the variable. Fetch statement fetches third one, like this. So one database to another database, concept remains same. But what is the difference? Syntax differences will be there. Okay. Then. Okay. Now. But you tell me, like you write it. What this is? Write a program. Write a program to print maximum salary without using max function. You write a program to print maximum salary. Write a program to print maximum out. What is the logic? What is the logic? Then what is the logic, boss? What is this is? Salaries. This is salaries. Then what you do? Take these salaries into cursor. Take the salaries into cursor. You take all these values into cursor. Yes or no? Okay, na? Then take a variable. What is the variable? Suppose max M. Some variable M. Then so initialize this to, initialize that variable to what, sir? 0. Initialize this variable to what? 0. Initial value of this M is 0. Next, so get the first salary. First salary. Compare this first salary with M. Okay, na? Compare the first salary with M. Suppose if salary greater than what, sir? M, then assign M equal to salary. If salary greater than M equal to salary. For the first time, what is the salary? 1600. Is 1600 is greater than M? What is M value? 0. Then what is M? What is M? 1600. M is 1600. Yes. Next one, get the second salary. What is the second salary? 1250. Now check 1250. What is the salary? 1250. 1250 greater than 1600? No, then don't assign. Next one, get the 2975. 2975 greater than M? Yes. Then M equal to salary. What is the salary now? 2975. Now, so 2975 then. So salary is 2975. Yes. Next, get the third one, fourth one. So then, is this 2850 greater than 2975? No. 2450? No. 4000? Yes. 4000 is greater than 2975? Yes. And then what is M? 4000? Yes. Next one, 5000. 5000 is greater than 4000? Yes. What is M is 5000. So finally, like this, what M contains? Finally, M contains what? 5000. What that is? Maximum. That's this is the logic. Then what you have to do? What we have to do, boss? Every time what? Then. So take a variable. What this variable is? M. Okay, na? Then fetch the first salary. Next one, what we have to do? Here, compare. What we have to compare? If at the rate salary greater than M, then set what's that? At the rate M equal to at the rate salary. Yes or no? And so no, at the rate salary greater than at the rate M, so M equal to salary. So finally print what? Print what, sir? M. So run this program. What it is printing? 5000. So printing maximum salary or not? Yes. Okay, na? Okay. Next, you try for minimum. I written for maximum now. You try for what, sir? Minimum. But don't think that simply instead of greater than less than it will work. No, it will not work. Okay. Wherever greater than is there, so change it to less than. Okay then. Okay. Okay then. So we'll continue this tomorrow. వ్యార్క్యార్ 2 ఒరాకిల్లో ఉంటుంది. మన దగ్గర వ్యార్క్యార్ ఉంటుంది. నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్ చూసేటప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తావు అంటే డోంట్ టైప్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ క్వరీస్ అని టైప్ ఎంఎస్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అని. ఎస్క్యూఎల్ అంటే అన్నీ వచ్చేస్తాయి. MySQL వస్తాయి, ఒరాకిల్ వస్తాయి, అన్నీ వస్తాయి. ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్ ప్లస్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ అన్న అప్పుడు నీకు కరెక్ట్ వస్తాయి. క్యార్ మీన్స్ డేటా టైప్. ఏది ఎక్కడ? అదే నో క్యార్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ఫిక్స్డ్ లెంత్, వేర్ క్యాట్ 2 ఈస్ ఫర్ వేరియబుల్ లెంత్. బట్ క్యారు వేర్ క్యాట్ 2 అక్కడ ఒరాకిల్లో, ఇక్కడ క్యారు వేర్ క్యాట్. క్యారు వేర్ క్యాట్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి అంటే ఫిక్స్డ్ లెంత్ క్యారెక్టర్, వేరియబుల్ లెంత్ వేర్ క్యాట్. వేర్ క్యాట్ ఏంటది? రెప్లికేటా? రెప్లికేట్ ఎక్స్ కామా ఓకే అకౌంట్ నెంబరా? ఓకేనా, అకౌంట్ నెంబర్. ఇప్పుడు అకౌంట్ నెంబర్ యాక్చువల్ ఇది అకౌంట్ నెంబర్. బట్ నాకు అవుట్పుట్ ఎట్లా రావాలి అంటే సపోజ్ లైక్ అవుట్పుట్ రాసుకోలేదా? సో నాకు లాస్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్ కావాలి. లాస్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్ అండ్ ప్రీవియస్ 4x రావాలి. ఓకేనా, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏటీఎం నుంచి విత్డ్రా చేస్తే ఎలా వస్తుంది మనకి? సో లాస్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్ వస్తాయి, రిమైనింగ్ XXX అని వస్తుంది. సో నాకు 4x కావాలి, నెక్స్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్ కావాలి, లాస్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్. 4x కావాలంటే రెప్లికేట్ x,4 అంటే 4xలో వస్తాయి. then that should be concatenated with last 4 digits account number. How to get the last 4 digits of account number? Right. Okay. Oh. User. Okay. I not added. Okay, I'll add it by forgetting. Okay, na? That. Like actually practice. That's all. You more practice. Yes. Okay, na? Practice. You see the how that is program is going on step by step. Analyze the step by step. So if you analyze step by step, then you'll understand. Okay, na? There is no like method to remember. Okay, na? Yes. Only practice. But like actually first program you see cursor program, first program you see the notes and type. Second program by yourself you try typing. Boss, I don't know, boss. You have to ask them. I'll add it to the Google Classroom. Please download it from Google Classroom. Please download these notes from Google Classroom. I'll add it to the Google Classroom. Okay. Now, Ajay, tomorrow, even I don't have the link. Tomorrow I'll just I save the link. Okay, na? Then I'll paste it to you in the chat box. Huh? So I have to save it. Okay. Okay, na? Tomorrow I'll give the link. I have to save it before class starts. I have to save the link. Yeah. Okay then.